Was I recording? Was I not recording? Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. As usual, thank you for tuning in and thank you so much for the love that you showed my first few videos. I really appreciate it. Anyway, so today I bring you another book review and I am reviewing On Beauty by Zadie Smith. Zadie. She's a problem, yo. She is a problem. So guys, as you know, as per usual, I was very late to the Zadie Smith party. But when I saw On Beauty on my friend's bookshelf, I immediately wanted to read it. But when I looked at the back and I read the synopsis, it says, there's one line there that says, it puts low morals among high ideals and asks some searching questions about what life does to love. There was something about that line that made me feel like I didn't want to read that book. I didn't feel like I was in the right mental and emotional state. I thought it was going to be a very heavy read. I thought it would be very emotionally demanding, and I did not want to read such a book at the time. I just wanted a light-hearted book, and so I did not read this obviously until I read it. And I was very delighted to find that it was such an easy read. I think I went through this book in 2 weeks and I wasn't reading every day. In an interview I was watching, Zadie Smith says you cannot expect the writer to be completely removed from the book. And I thought this was such a great point, and I thought that the same can be said for the reader. The reader will always digest a book according to their sensibilities. And I am making this point as a preamble to my review, sorry. Because I recognize that I might have consumed, specifically this book, I might have consumed it differently than most people because there's certain things that I find difficult in this book, especially the emphasis on physical beauty. We'll get into that in a second, but so this book follows the life of two families, the Balsi family and the Kipps family. The Balsi family is very liberal. It's a mixed-race family based in the US. Where else the Kipps are the total opposite of that. They are very conservative, very religious, and they are, based in the UK. And they have this long standing feud because mainly the two fathers do not see eye to eye on certain issues. So I think Zadie Smith is brilliant because she has taken several themes that are very challenging and hard to look at, and she's put them in one book, one story, and the story is relatable and easy to consume. So there are several themes that are running through this book. I have three that I found quite predominant. And the one is our sense of morality. I felt like she was definitely interrogating morality, as in how did we come to our current state of morality and how do we continue maintaining it? Are we holding ourselves accountable to, these standards and values as much as we are holding other people? Or do we have any blind spots? Are we reviewing the sense of morality? I just really found that predominant in the book. The other theme that stood out for me was this constant construction and destruction of relationships. There's certain relationships in the book you can tell they have reached their end. The expiry date has come. but people are still holding on. There are relationships that are being built. There are other relationships being built on other relationships, which can be problematic for some people. So there is definitely in the book these cycles of relationships that are being played out. So as you can tell by the title of the book, there is definitely interrogation, at least for me. There is definitely interrogation of what we find to be beautiful, be it the physical appearance of someone, be it the person's personality, inner workings, be it the beauty of culture, the beauty of love, the beauty of life. I definitely felt a sense that Zadie was interrogating what we deem to be beautiful. Although there were different kinds of beautiful being interrogated in this book, I definitely felt an emphasis on physical beauty, as in the physical appearance of the characters. I felt, the way that the characters were being described, some of the characters were definitely being described as attractive, whereas others weren't being described as attractive, and there were certain characters who other people might not find attractive, but through the eyes of another character, she describes them as attractive. So my point is, there was definitely physicality of the characters being emphasized. So, for instance, one of the characters, Kiki, who is Howard Balsi's wife, she is overweight, and I felt there was a constant reference to that. Both negative and positive, by the way. It wasn't always negative, but it was constantly there, at least I felt for me. I really thought it was amazing for Zadie to include a sex scene between someone who is overweight and someone who isn't. You could tell that definitely Howard, enjoyed and loved his wife and enjoyed having that aspect to the relationship. And he honored Kiki's full body. There was also a reference to Kiki's hair and what kind of hairstyle she was wearing, and yeah, I just found that so beautiful. I kept asking myself throughout the book, what point is Zadie trying to make? And I noticed that all the characters, whether described to be beautiful or not, whether smart or not, or attractive, they all went through stuff. They all went through painful experiences. And I wonder, is she saying, beautiful or not, darling, life is gonna happen to you? I wonder. So there are definitely other themes in the book besides the three that I've just mentioned. And for me, I felt like they were secondary, but they were important. So there were themes like the academic life and versus non-academic, educated people versus non-educated people, the family unit. Does it make a difference what in this day and age what race your partner is? What implication does that have, if any? There was religion versus non-religion, liberals versus conservatives. There was, identity issues thrown in there as well. There were a lot of themes, and again, this is why I think Zadie is brilliant. She's taken this pot of themes, put them in a stew, honey, and the stew was amazing. And I must say, my favorite character was Levy. There's something about him and the process he's going through that really resonated with me. You can tell like he's trying to forge his own individualism outside of the family unit. I mean, he's very respectful to his parents and family, but he definitely feels like, you know, he's outside of that. He doesn't necessarily what they find important, he doesn't necessarily find important. So I really related with that. This, you know, this idea of trying to find yourself despite of, you know, the family that you are from. Character. Levy, I absolutely loved Levy. He was hilarious. He's the only character that literally made me laugh out loud. If you read the book, comment below. What did you think of Levy? It's not that I did not like this, but maybe that I wished, man, I wish Zora and Carl would have ended up together. Have you read the book? What did you think? I really felt like in order to make the point, maybe it wasn't her point at all, but I just felt in order to make the point that, you know, sometimes physicality, you know, does not matter. You will end up with that person who is considered out of your league. You know what I mean? I just felt like that would have been such a good touch to the book. But anyway, she does it in other parts. But I just felt, man, Zora and Carl should have ended up together. So in conclusion, guys, I really enjoyed On Beauty by Zadie Smith. That was it, guys. Whew. This was a long ass review. I hope it's not too long. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Cheerio!